Hello, crypto traders, checking in on Bitcoin and some altcoins. We have very quickly gone from fear a week ago as we broke daily support, confirming daily downtrends, to FOMO as we are back eyeing the all-time high on the backs of some Visa bullish news. Other than that, we have some altcoins standing out as strong, and we'll see what we need to see ideally if these bulls are going to get a new all-time high with follow-through, and that's the key. We want follow-through on any bull breaks. So first things first, what news? We've got Visa Inc. said Monday it will allow the use of cryptocurrency coin to settle transaction on its payment network, latest sign, growing acceptance, yada yada. How do we know that matters? Well, what time was the tweet? 4:45, 4:46 a.m. What happened at that point in time? On Bitcoin, we were bullish already. We were going up, but look at that volume, 4:45 a.m., and then just very significant follow through the rest of the morning. So I can look at the volume, I can look at the time and say, yep, we definitely reacted to that headline on this chart. So back to the daily time frame for Bitcoin. So a confirmed daily downtrend with a lower high and lower low. And that was right after Elon Musk news as well. And straight into a significant 15% plus bull move. So, zoom out, weekly time frame, higher low trying to be set, and absolutely can see new all-time highs. So we very quickly went from fear to FOMO. So I stopped out of a swing position, remainder of a swing position that I had left at 53,000 breaking bearish. I rebought that swing position on a 4-hour higher low on this bull flag in the low 54,000s. I think about 54, well, with the fees included, we'll call it 54.2 thousand. So I rebought higher. And again, I have absolutely no problem doing that whatsoever because this is my trading account. My long-term no-touch crypto, I'm not touching it. I have all the crypto that I want in that account, and everything that I'm doing in my trading account is to accrue US dollars. I've accrued my crypto, not looking for any more. So when this happens, a bear break, the next support level after 53,000 was down at 46,000. I will absolutely sell and go back to all cash to lock in profit and not give back profit on the year. And then once the bulls prove to me confidence, I'll re-enter. And even if it's higher, again, my goal of accruing more US dollars, I have more US dollars than I had before I re-entered my position. So I'm on my way to that goal. If I didn't sell, would I have a bit more profit? Absolutely. But again, I was protecting against the possibility that we drop down from the 53K break down to 46,000. And I am not going to sit through that kind of drop and watch my gains disappear. So I will gladly leave money on the table as an insurance policy to ensure that I don't give any of my profit back on the year. So again, that's me personally, and that is my game plan. Other people have game plans of accruing as much crypto as possible. I personally am past that stage, had a couple years to do it, and now I am just trading the short-term moves. So I am back in a position and I want more. And the next time I will add more is on daily consolidation. What level will I add more? What price? I have no idea. If daily consolidation starts now, I will start adding that position. When we see some oversold conditions, maybe first hourly oversold, I would buy. But even if we see a straight V-shape to new all-time highs, I'll just buy the next daily consolidation whenever that is, because I will be comfortable entering on that pullback. And I will definitely be looking to buy first hourly oversold from here at this point. So right now, zooming in, shorter term, 4-hour time frame, trying to be a bull flag, very healthy 4-hour consolidation. I'd call anything above 54.9K or 54.7K, whatever you want to use here. There's two little levels. I'd call anything above that a 4-hour higher low. So the bulls have a lot of space to work with. We have to lose the 4-hour uptrend for daily consolidation to be underway. And again, there's tons of space now. Anything above 50,000 is a daily higher low. And we now have a new clear level to be going off of. When 53,000 broke, we had nothing nearby. Now we've got 50,000 as a key support level. The most important resistances, 60.1 thousand and 61.8 thousand, the all-time high. If I'm a bull, which I am, I want a daily higher low first. I don't want to just V-shape to a new bull break because that opens the door for the possibility of another bull break with a lack of follow-through. And then we have to keep talking about rising wedges. If, however, we don't break the all-time high on this move, we daily bull flag and then see continuation, in my opinion, that allows for the bulls to have a little bit of a breather, then get through the tough resistance, and then try and see some significant follow through that can be convincing. Look at the consolidation back in January, where we were pointing out how similar this pullback was, where it was a low, high, higher low, lower high, bear break of all those support levels with a lack of follow through, and the fending off of the bear cross of the EMA 12 and 26. We have the same thing here, it just happened on a couple days tighter schedule. I can't even do the good drawing here, but high, low, lower high, higher low, lower high, bear break of all key levels, and now a bull move to save the bear cross of these EMAs, which were approaching a bear cross before the big green day on Friday. So, 4-hour uptrend short-term guide. If we lose it, we watch for first hourly oversold conditions. We watch for a daily higher low. And the bulls have their sights set on new all-time highs. The dominance chart is still not showing us anything. It's near its low. What this chart tells me is keep an eye out for dominance to spike just because we are flattening out. And as the bears have had significant control on this chart, we're looking for a monthly higher low. And just watching, pretty much this is the same pattern on the daily right now, which has been a heads up for me on altcoin Bitcoin pairings to look bullish. And Binance gave us that signal a long time ago. Same thing here. Its chart just slow bleed for the bears. It built a little base of support and then took off. ETH/USD just did it, which we are about to look at, or ETH/BTC. It's trying to do it. So again, slow fade. Bears have complete control, trying the bull break. So again, just keeping an eye out for the possibility of a dominant spike. Although, again, we've had all-time high periods where it didn't do it for a bull break, and we've had big bull headlines that didn't do it either. So not sure what it would take for the dominance spike to occur significantly, but it is something I'm just keeping an eye out for that monthly higher low. So ETH/USD, big time bull move off the low. I like the weekly time frame for clarity. Again, there's a lot of altcoins with really nice weekly equilibriums. High, low, lower high, higher low. Anything under 1944 is a daily lower or a weekly lower high. Again, I look at the daily chart here and I want to see daily consolidation before a break of these resistances because the bulls will be a bit extended and we could still see a scenario with a lack of follow through. If we reject from 1944 on this move, daily bull flag, and then see that bull break, again, in my opinion, it's just a little bit of an extra shake on your soda bottle that you're going to pop the top off of. Because what you have happening there is bears top fishing. And then you pull back on the daily, bulls buy that dip, break resistance, more bears are forced to cover, and that's where you get some more follow through. But for the short term, ETH/USD is really strong here because the ETH/BTC chart just broke bullish. There's tons of space for a 4-hour higher low. Again, bulls are watching for first 5-minute oversold. Look at that volume. Bulls are watching for first 5-minute oversold, first hourly oversold, and it's the ETH/BTC. I forget if it was in the weekend member video or the last public video I did, but I looked at this chart and said, keep an eye on this chart for the same reason that I just said it on the dominance chart. It just gets to a point where we get really tight, we don't see any bear breaks with notable follow through, and then you get your fast bull spikes up. So this is now the strongest ETH has been comparative to Bitcoin in almost 2 weeks. Question is, can we see follow through? 3272 is the most important level from here. And if we do get follow through, we zoom out and we look at the weekly resistance level. Essentially, it's a failed weekly bear flag at this point, and 3529 will then be the most important level from there. So 2 key resistances to be watching, 3272, 3529. Link USD. I care more. Well, we got the weekly equilibrium just like ETH. So higher low on the weekly trying to be set. Most important resistance, 32. Anything under 32, and we can stay tight for another week plus. But what I care more about here is the Link BTC chart. Why? Because it is doing what gets my attention for alt Bitcoin pairings. Long, drawn out, falling wedges. And we're watching for a break of this falling wedge. Running out of room here. We're either going to see a convincing bear break with follow through or a bull break. Keep an eye on Link BTC. breaking over 5122 would be the first sign, as that was the high of the last little bounce half a week ago. If we get that bull break, that'll have Link USD bulls making their way up towards 32, convincingly setting a weekly higher low if that happens. And again, it's the same thing. This move is coming straight off the low, and that's why you're feeling FOMO, some of you. It's because it's going straight from weakness. Again, look at the increasing bear volume, break of support, and at that point we were down in less than a week's time, 25%, straight into a 20% bounce. So again, it tells you the bulls are still around, but it's important because again, when you get into a bull market, newer traders, they see these fake outs time and time again, a bear break on the daily time frame just leading to a weekly higher low. And there comes a point where they start ignoring stop losses, and then there's going to be the one time where the bear break on the daily then eventually leads to a bear break on the weekly, which eventually leads to monthly consolidation and a 40% pullback from the high. So that's what I'm avoiding by leaving some profit on the table. I'm paying insurance essentially to ensure that I'm not going to sit through a 40% pullback. So don't become complacent in a bull market, but these are signs that it's still a bull market to break support straight into notable bounces. And obviously that's hindsight information that we're getting, but it's important to stay protective in such a volatile environment when some names have not seen monthly consolidation for many hundreds of percent. So we're watching Link BTC to see if it can get a bull break like ETH BTC. We're watching ETH BTC to see if this bull break gets follow through. Theta USDT. So 12-hour equilibrium broke bull, but we're pulling back now and we failed to break the high. What stands out most to me is number one, 12-hour EMA 12 support. That has been holding for the entire major bull move, almost a month at this point. So that's a very key level to be watching. But what stands out more to me, look at the BTC pairing. It's been in the spotlight with best case scenario for the bulls the entire run up, except for now. We rejected from resistance and we are still in a 12-hour equilibrium. That shows us a bit of bearish divergence. If it were tick for tick in the spotlight correlated with the US dollar pairing, it would have broken bullish as well. Obviously that did not happen. So that's red flag number one, that we may be seeing Theta USDT's spotlight dimming a little bit. And perhaps that means this massive bull run needs a little bit of a breather and maybe profits are going to go elsewhere in the crypto space. Not enough information yet, but again, it's just the first initial cautionary red flag showing the shift where the BTC pairing is breaking bullish correlation with the US dollar or USDT pairing. And ADA, remember, it did the same thing. The all-time high and then this daily consolidation, it was much more significant. The red flag for me was on March 7th when it tried to bounce but kept fading lower, because on March 7th, the US dollar pairing bounced and got a little follow through. But the BTC pairing saw none of that. So that showed me the first time we're losing that spotlight. So ADA USDT, while we're here, double top at the all-time high, daily higher low. It was a big pullback, way more than the bulls wanted, but it is still a higher low at 103. And we're watching for a lower high compared to 147. Higher low every single day the last 5 days as these inside bars try and break bullish. When we lose the pattern of a higher low every day, it'll be a lower high compared to 147 and a continued tightening range. And again, that BTC pairing needs to pick up, because what are we seeing the last 3 days? The last 3 days, we are seeing sideways with a slight bull lean on the USDT pairing, and on the BTC pairing, it's 3 days of pullback. Clearly, they're not going in the same direction. And if you want the spotlight, and if you want the altcoins to move their strongest, you have to see the BTC pairing correlated with the US dollar pairing. Binance. So Binance on the daily time frame, still fairly tight. We did break a double top of resistance at 277. So that's notable. But it is possible to just be looking for another weekly lower high compared to 315. So have to keep that in mind. And again, what is needed is the BTC pairing to break bull. And it is in a daily uptrend, which is notable, but it is still tight on its weekly as well. So Binance could stay tight on its weekly time frame a bit longer. So again, Bitcoin bulls in complete control. You're going to see dip buyers because again, there are definitely people that are feeling FOMO from the bear break with a lack of follow through. I will be adding to my position on hourly oversold conditions or on a daily high or low. Depends on what the setup is. And again, I can't give a number. People often ask me like, what level are you going to add at? I have to see how the price gets there. Are we bear flagging on the way down? Is it a straight dump into hourly oversold conditions? So again, I don't make a decision before I get the information. I make the decision as the information is being given to me. So I can't say what price I will buy next. I just know that it'll be in one of those two scenarios, daily consolidation or first hourly oversold, and it's possible they happen at the same time. So ETH, USD is going to be seeing dip buyers as well. First 5-minute oversold conditions, scouting an hourly high or low. So back burner trades are back on the table. And as long as these dips, whether it's 5-minute, 15-minute, hourly, as long as those oversold RSI levels keep being bought, then the bulls are still in the driver's seat. If we see bounces from oversold conditions lacking follow through and dropping to lower lows, it's going to be a little bit of a red flag to be watching for daily consolidation. So the burden of proof after the size of this bounce, we do still need daily confirmed trend changes. You know, Bitcoin, technically, it's in a weekly uptrend, a monthly uptrend, but it's not in a daily uptrend. So we do technically need a higher low and higher high if we're going to say it's back in a daily uptrend. Forget what I was going to say on the second half of that sentence. Lost it. So a couple resistance levels. Let's see if we're able to power through them. And if not, we're going to be watching for higher lows. 50,000 is now the most important support level for me on Bitcoin. Looking to increase exposure a bit. Looking for new all-time highs. The burden of proof, that was what I was going to say. The burden of proof is back on the bears at this point because they failed to prove it on follow-through of the daily downtrend. And again, we're just right back at those all-time highs. So congrats to the bulls. And feel free to ask any questions. Do good things, and we will check back in shortly. By the next time we check in, we're either going to be seeing daily consolidation likely underway or all-time highs being tested. And I'll see you then. So there used to be a big mulch pile here, and Mod Jungle Funk helped me. He pretty much did all that. Weeded this out and covered it with mulch so we won't have to battle weeds for a couple months. You can see all the leaves are starting on all these blackberry bushes. There's a baby persimmons tree over there, apple tree. I don't even know what the trees are, but they are some fruit-bearing trees. I'll probably either put tomatoes here or watermelon. Haven't decided yet. And that's just an example. You know, I'm paying Mod Jungle Funk and he's getting his side hustle on so he doesn't have to take living expenses out of his trading account. He is able to pay for stuff with outside work money. And that's what I did over the years. When I was starting, I was doing painting houses and doing yard work, because the more you can leave money in your account, the faster it can grow if you are compounding your gains as opposed to constantly pulling from them. And there was a period where my account stayed at the same value, pretty much 25 to 30,000. I stayed there for a solid couple years, and that was all living expenses. I would just pull living expenses out, and then I would just bounce around in that area. And as soon as I stopped pulling living expenses out and allowed the gains to compound, that's when things started to level up. And these tulips are starting. Hope they survive the frost we're supposed to get. Pretty solid freeze, a couple days this week.